let's get right into it. Okay, so if you don't know me by now, my name is Shantae Monet, and I am a model and an actress in LA. I'm from New York, but I moved to LA about 2 years ago. And so I have made it my duty to make sure by this third year, like I'm not playing, by the end of this year, 2025, I am going to sign a major contract. I am going to get a major campaign. I am going to get endorsements. I'm going to be booked for a feature film. That's happening. So I've quit my job and I am just focusing day in, day out on modeling and acting. So if that's what you're wanting to know, I'm going through all of the do's and the don'ts. And the same companies that are sending you emails and you're wondering if it's legit or not, this is the page for you. Go ahead, subscribe. Preview Models. You got the email. You're in. Come to this open audition for models June 28th, 1 p.m. at the Hilton Hotel, Irvine, California, in Orange County. Yes, you got it. Oh, we're excited. What are we going to wear? How are we going to do our hair? You have all the notes that you need. They're ready for you. They say bring a comp card, pull your hair back, we're all black. You're prepared. Now, let's go. I live in Encino, California. I'm a Valley girl. Go. It takes me about an hour and a half to get there on a good day. Luckily, yesterday was a good day. Thank God. So, perfect location. It's at the Hilton, so we know it's legit. Obviously, it's on a strip where there are a bunch of hotels, so parking is only limited to just the parking lot of Hilton. To park in Hilton's parking lot, $30 for 30 minutes. That's highway robbery. The first 30 minutes is free. $30 for half an hour, and then $44 for an hour, and then 50 after 2 hours. It didn't make no sense. It was ridiculous. But it doesn't matter because we're here for this casting, and so of course it's gonna be validated. Duh. Anyways, I walk in ready. I see other girls and they're all black in their heels. They're looking good. There's women of all different ages, all different sizes, all different colors. There's kids, there's boys, there's women. It was a good turnout. I'm not going to lie. A very good turnout. People showed up and they showed out. There's a lot of aspiring models out there and they want to be seen. They want to learn. They want to be heard. This is it for you guys. Preview Models. Okay, we get seated. We fill out the forms. A waiver form, that's normal with any casting call. You're going to fill out a waiver because there's always filming and photography going on in the room. So they always make you sign a waiver. And then, of course, there's another like survey that kind of where you just say more about yourself. Like if you have experience and who are you with? If you aren't, what's your age? Boom. Now we sit and we wait. They start by playing this video of just the company. I don't even know why they played it. It had no information, not even, I couldn't even say, oh, 2% was informative. Not a lick. Yeah, hear me? And I'm not even Jamaican. It was just a video of some random girls walking down runways, practicing their struts and their catwalk. And they didn't look like experienced walkers. They weren't like experienced models. So I was not convinced by that clip that they showed us that took about 10 minutes. Anyway, so now this gentleman comes up. I already forgot his name, but I want to say his name was Josh. He comes up and he introduces himself. Now talks about the company. Woo! And then I see in the corner Don Benjamin. You guys know Don Benjamin. And that man is fine. He's fine in real life. His tattoos, his eyes, even when he talks, he's like laid back, not too arrogant, not cocky, but the man is fine. Happily married and just had another baby. The man is fine. So he's just eye candy, ladies. Keep your hands off that man. He's taken. Moving on. He has campaigns. He has endorsements. He's been in videos with Ariana Grande. Like he is a model. So he's done some stuff and an actor. So I see him in the corner. I'm like, whoa, this is legit. Forgive my face. This is legit. So he was on America's Next Top Model. I don't know what cycle, but he was on it. He did not win his cycle, but he is an active model. Ben comes up. Do people call him Ben or do they call him Don? I don't even know why I keep calling him Ben. If I call him Ben during this video, just know I'm talking about Don and Benjamin. It's the same person. He gives his spill about his life story and everything that he goes through. They open the floor for us to ask questions. One girl was really savvy. She was like, Yes, I just want to know, like, would you pay anybody to get you started in modeling? Like, how much were you willing to pay before you actually book your first job? And I said, you go ahead, girl. You go ahead and ask those right questions. And so Don answers like, well, you need to invest in yourself. And we are not an agency. So, but we can get you in front of agencies. Great identifier. That is very important when trying to figure out who these people are at Preview Models. So, one thing to know is they're not an agency. They're not an agent. They're not a management company. They're none of that. So, what they can do for you is get you some high end pictures, get you some headshots, get you a reel, get you your resume going, give you some on-camera hosting tutorials and everything you need to become a model. You do need these things. This is true. And what they do is get you in front of the agencies, in front of the directors, in front of the managers. So not only that, Mario Lopez, hostess of this runway that they put together. So Preview Models puts together a runway show in LA that quote unquote top agencies come to possibly find their next talent. Top directors, top managers, they all come to their runway. That is what they claim. Now, the only thing that gets me is how deep are your connections? Everyone says they have connections. I've been here in LA for 2.5 years, in fact. I'll be here in year 3. Everyone claims they have connections, but can never actually get to the door themselves. Not get to the door themselves, but can never actually get you in the door too. No, you might be connected just for yourself, but not connected well enough that when you open your mouth, people listen. So now, what happens is Don, America's Next Top Model, not winner, but contestant, he walks for us, and then you must walk for him. And then apparently they only have 20 slots. 20 slots out of all of these 100 girls that are here, and only 20 of you are going to get a callback. Only 20. Now, this slim picking, and they're going to have 20 backup slots. Now, I've never heard of that. 20 backup slots? You either getting a callback or not. I've never heard that you're on like a backup slot for callbacks. I've never heard that. But this is what they say, 20 slots and 20 backup slots. Now we walk for Don Benjamin. I give it to you, Don. You got to walk for a man. You're a good looking man and you can walk. You can hit that runway. So I do my walk and I killed it on him. Kill it, kill it, kill it. Backwards walk, kill it. Try doing that in hills. Let's get to the serious business now. Now I'm wasting your time, and I shouldn't be doing that because I'm having fun talking to myself. It's over. I get my pamphlet, and I was told make sure I read this, and that if you get a call back, make sure you go through this because you're gonna get a call back, Shantae. You're gonna get it. And of course, I got a call back. As I was observing everything, I noticed that everyone was getting this pamphlet. Everyone got a paper, and I was trying to identify, well, who are we telling no to? Anyways, I leave the place. I'm trying to get out of here. They want to charge me $44 or something like that. We were there for 2 hours. I said, well, I was here for the event, so go ahead and validate that for me, please. And they said, oh, it's just discounted. You got to pay $26. $26? Why? So each person that's in here, it's like 150 people. They're each paying you up to $30. So y'all just making money just for people showing up? Hilton, y'all gotta do better. Hilton done really pissed me off. And I'm a Hilton Resort Honors member. I'm 2 seconds from no longer being a Hilton Anything member. They done pissed me off. Then come to find out if you order something at the bar, they'll let you go ahead and just, they'll validate you and you don't have to pay anything. But you have to buy something at the bar. Then when I get to the bar, the bartender tells me, minimum spend is $25, ma'am. First off, I have never heard of a company throwing a casting call and it costs the people who are traveling all over 3 hours on trains, buses, cars, driving, flying. Some people flew there for that. And now you want us to pay, huh? $30 parking? Already that put a bad taste in my mouth with preview models, because that's no way to build a contract with where you're going to be throwing your event. Like, validation should be built in the contract. That was so cheap. It's giving thirsty for money. So to cut it short, preview models is they're not a scam. I'm gonna start there. They're not a scam. I'm not gonna belittle them and say that they are a scam. It isn't, because they did identify that they are not an agency. Let me go ahead and show you what they offer. Let's go through this together, shall we? You're gonna get the maximum exposure for the premium experience. It's only gonna cost you $4,340. Woo! And if you pay in full, only a whopping $3,600. Gosh, you're not a struggling model or actress trying to make it in the industry. You must have $4,000 to waste. It's perfect for you. Or even better, because clearly you got more than $4,000. You can do the VIP experience because you belong here for $5,000. Or pay right now, $4,300. Whoa. I'm gonna just let you know what I think is BS and what is not BS. Also, I can also tell you other routes you can take instead of paying this to help you get the same exposure or get these same items, just not for this amount of money. Preview models apparel. I don't really understand what that means, because why would you need a preview of models apparel? So I'm just gonna skip that one. The next one, a test shoot and digitals with an agency photographer. Okay, anybody can be pronounced as a photographer. That's the only thing I don't like about this. Anyone can be a photographer that they hired. They don't even have to have the greatest skills in photography to be the agency's photographer. Test shoots and digitals. So you don't even know if your test shoot or digitals are going to come out that well for this price. It should, but you don't know. Hair and makeup for the runway show. That should be automatic if they're throwing a runway show. But that's not free. So they need to figure out how to pay the hair and makeup artist who's going to make sure you look great for this show. High fashion runway experience. You do need experience. If they're providing you experience on a runway that is good and people might actually show up and you want to take that chance, go ahead and do it. But I've never been in this runway. If Mario Lopez is hosting it, it must be a pretty good, decent runway. So I would say it's not no lanky danky one that was just put together real quick and taped on the sides. It's good. Aesthetically pleasing. It's a real good looking runway. Modeling 101 seminar with agency. Again, who knows how great their seminars are? Who knows who's even coaching it? Like, I had a seminar with the agency, and their Modeling 101 seminar was coached by a girl who had been with the company for like 2 years, but she doesn't model for real because she was too short to do high fashion runway modeling. So instead, she went to all these modeling things with other models and pretty much became the coach. But what kind of credentials is that? Not knocking you, sis. If you remember who I am, I'm sorry. Not knocking you. Anyways, runway training with America's Next Top Model Celebrities. Who knows who that is? That could be like someone from Cycle 1 years ago who only made it on episode 2. The reason why I'm not going for this is because I already had training with America's Next Top Model winner. Here's a picture of her and I. Miss Summers. Video tutorials for acting and modeling. Not sure what that is. On camera audition seminar. Okay, also very useful if you don't have any experience. You need to know how to be on camera, where to look, how to be natural. I also learned that in time. Video and video of production weekend. So you'll get a video of the entire fashion weekend from this event. Okay, let's see what the VIP experience is offering. The VIP experience, $5,000. Includes everything from the premium, but also includes an editorial photo shoot with designer. Again, anybody can be renowned as a designer. All you have to do is make clothes. I've been to fashion shows where the designer just like literally orders stuff from China and then alters it in some way, shape, or form, and then it's their own product, and then boom, they're a designer, and you're walking down the runway with some random person who claims to be a designer today, but tomorrow selling bricks. I don't know what they're doing. Professional portfolio review with America's Next Top Model Celebrity. Again, it could be someone from who knows what cycle and how long they even last on the show. Now, Don Benjamin lasts pretty long, and again, he is booked up. So if it's him, sure, I would love to be reviewed, more like, let's say, critiqued by him. Acting workshops with agent and manager. Again, I don't know their credentials. It could be anybody named the manager or the agent. I just hope it's somebody from Ford. I'm hoping somebody from Wilhelmina. Like, would it be an agent from there? Would it be a manager from there, possibly? 2 VIP guest seating during one race show. Oh, great. So I'm walking in your show and you're allowing me to have 2 VIP seats. That should be automatic. I'm walking in your show. I'm your talent. Priority placement. Priority placement with designer castings. Here's the only thing I don't like about this. If you aren't good, if you do not meet the criteria of a high fashion runway model, I am certain they'll still take your money. I'm going to tell you, the industry has not changed. They want you to think it has changed. It has not changed. I've been in the room with high fashion designers themselves, and they size you up. And if you cannot fit their clothes, they're turning you away. I've been turned away plenty of times simply because my thighs can't fit the clothes. And they don't want you ruining their $3,000 pants, $6,000 bejeweled pants. No, it's not going to happen. But you can still be a model. You could be a lifestyle model. You could be a fitness model. If you want to be a high fashion runway model, you need to be a size 6 or lower. That's it. Okay. You can't be an 8. An 8 is 2 in the middle. So that's in between. You would either need to be a size 10, so you could then go into the plus size category for high fashion runway model. But a size 8, you can't. So I am a size 8 right now. I'm not going to make it on the runway until I lose an additional 10 pounds and get at least to a size 6, which I'm now doing. I've already lost 2 pounds, and now that I've told myself I'm going to get back to modeling, I'm going to get back to a size 6, size 4, 6, hopefully, to do this again. But I'm going to tell you right now, don't let no one fool you and make you think that you can stay a size 8 and be a runway model. It's not going to happen. Unless you're Rihanna, Beyonce, or Ciara, they're not making the clothes to fit you. You can't just be any old size. You need to be a size 6 or smaller. Take it from me. But then again, who am I? No one yet, but I will be. Oh, now let me get to when they called me back. This is the interesting part. So my callback was in the form of a text message, and it was pretty lengthy. Ooh, it was definitely a generated blast text message. You could just tell. It wasn't specifically to Shantae Monet. But anyways, hey Shantae Monet, it was great seeing you today. You did wonderful. We love your walk. We love your style. So listen, we're gonna offer you the callback. You need to be available to come back tomorrow. I'm not even sure why we gotta come back tomorrow for the callbacks if all y'all need is money. If all you need is a form of payment. Can I just call you and say, here's my card? Why do I need to drive back an hour and a half? Yeah, I don't get that. Back to what they were saying in the text. And please make sure the decision maker also reads it. You know why they say that? Because they want to make sure that you're not wasting their time. And like, if you don't make money in the household, who makes the money? You need to ask them for the money. Right. So then I replied, oh, you know what? Thank you so much for the opportunity, but I'm going to pursue other routes to take my career to the next level. Thank you so much, though. Things change and I want to move forward with you guys. I know where to find you since you're offering packages. I said it just like that. And she was like, well, you know what? It's even better since you already have the experience and you already are good. Well, I could just get you on the runway. That would only cost like $750. If we can just get you on the runway, you still be able to get picked by a designer. Matter of fact, no, I want to know who the designer is, sis, because I'm not convinced anymore. Anyway, so, but I will say, don't be mistaken, ladies and gentlemen who are trying to be models. Don't be mistaken by thinking like you don't need experience, thinking you don't need to pay for your headshots and pay for your reel and take, if you don't know how to pose, take posing lessons. If you don't know how to be an on-camera host, sign up for the on-camera host, and don't think for a second you can just wing it. It's more than just your natural talent of your height and your beauty. So much more than that. So that's it. So my final words for this is just, if you're new to modeling, this could be a good package deal for you to gain some experience, and if you have the funds. However, I do feel like there's other routes you can take. There are other companies that can produce this same thing, like the Model Experience. They're kind of like this, but the price is way more affordable, and their runways are nice. They do Fashion Week in LA, they do Fashion Week in New York now, and so that would be, I think, a great starting ground for someone who doesn't have a lot of funds, like $5,000 to give away for one weekend, just to get pictures, just to get experience, and just to be trained. And who knows how long the training is for? Like, what is it going to be, a 1-day training? If it's a 1-day training, is that worth $5,000? Let's be for real. No way. The photo shoot could be 20 darn minutes. That's not worth $5,000. No shade on this company at all. To narrow it down, no, it is not a scam, but it's also not the best company, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. No shade. I am so sorry if anyone from Preview Models sees this and like, who is she? Who does she think she is? But this is just my opinion. So I do apologize. I do not mean to start any trouble in Hollywood. I swear. I'm not trying to start any trouble in Hollywood. Anyways, go ahead and like, follow, and subscribe, because I'll be traveling the world for the next 9 months, making sure that I get a contract, an endorsement, a sponsorship. Like, I'm not playing. I need the world to see me, and I'm gonna make sure this happens this year. Anyways, okay.